All right, this is lab 9, and one of the other recordings out there is listed as lab 12. But it's 9. I think I got them all labeled correctly in here, but at one point I just did this lab later on in the semester. So if you see mobile as lab 12, it's the same thing. Okay? You're going to be using NCase only, and you can be looking at some mobile traffic. I've given you some images. I've already imaged them for you. I've given them a couple an iPad, some iPods, and a G1 phone.
What are you using to make the images? What program?
I used NCase.
NCase?
You can use NCase as well. Yep. It's very easy. The bad thing is, for instance, Apple tells the software what you can retrieve. It's very hard to get a full memory dump of it. You can't connect your iPhone to NCase and say, give me everything. It can't, because Apple tells it what it can have. Did y'all read the news article today about the? It was on the Android phones. A guy put up an 800K virus scanner. He was selling for like 99 cents. Sold 50,000 of them. He said it does. Oh, no memory leaks, no nothing. Well, the guy decompiled. It literally did nothing. It was an executable. That was it. You run it, it literally does nothing. Comes up and says, you're protected. That's it. So they're suing him because it literally did nothing. And Google and everybody approved it. It's got up on iPlay or Google Play and everything. And that's one thing. At least Apple does check them all before they put them up there.
That's all I got.
So it's kind of cool. But even with the G1 in here, the software queries the device, and the device will only give you so much. Now we have another tool called Celebrite, which will get the entire device, but it doesn't make it into an image file. It literally, every piece of data is stored in a separate file. So you have 10,000 of them. And that's really hard to go through. We also have Paraben, which works basically the same as NCase. So it's not that big deal. But we got a couple of them there. It says, try to determine as much as you can. Some of the devices you'll be able to find out owner information and phone number information, some you won't. Obviously, an iPod Touch is not going to have a phone number.
Are you recording yet?
Yes, I'm recording. I should be. Yep, it's recording. Now, I put up the last 2 years' recordings because I talk about it differently. And I know this one's a little weird, so that's why I give you 2 years' worth, and I'm going to give you this year as well.
Your thing's not showing right on the screen.
What now? Oh. Why aren't you seeing it? What the heck?
Was it paused or something?
No, they got the darn screen not mirrored right. Hold on. Let's see. Output to... Yeah, they have just this digital display clone. Here we go. Monitor and digital display. How about... Now?
Yes.
There we go. I'm sure you want to keep... Okay. No? Okay. It's still recording. I was like, I hate questions like that. Are you sure you want to delete it? No. Okay, so it's still recording. Sorry about that. I didn't notice it wasn't up there. Someone screwed the output up. Okay, either way. But, so those are the devices you got. I'm going to show you where to get them at. Okay, find out as much as you can. Now, one of these devices has made over 400 connections to a Wi-Fi network. Let me show you where to look. There's tons that you got to find them. Okay? Only one device did it. Tell me about when it connected to GPS. You can make me a map even if you want. And because the cool thing is, my phone here has got Wi-Fi enabled on it. Okay? Because I connect to the Wi-Fi. If I was to drive to Edmond, every time it sends the Wi-Fi network, whether it actually made a successful connection or not, it logs in. So you literally can see that entire trip that device went over 400 connections. You can see exactly where we drove, where we stopped, where we came back. So it's kind of scary that it does. See the whole route. So that's not one of my gas station's routes. Okay. So one device has a lot more than the rest. A couple of them just have a small amount of information. Okay? You can run NCase on your home PC, because you guys did that a couple labs ago, lab 3. Files are still there under the software needed folder. Yeah. You don't have to. I'm going to show it to you on the virtual machine. I wanted to run on this machine, but they're blocking the port, so I can't. Okay. no formal report, but I do, you know, it says, but I would like to say short synopsis. What did I find? That does not mean I want everything. Just say, hey, I found 418 Wi-Fi connections. Here's a couple of them. Okay? Do not export encase, turn that in. So many people do that, and it's like, I just want a little blurb. I found some text messages. Here's a couple of them. I found some phone numbers. Here's a couple of them. I found this. Just a couple. So just a couple. So I know you at least found something. Don't just tell me I found 418 Wi-Fi connections and not show me any. Okay, like Lab 7, there was a couple people. Well, I know they got it to work, but didn't tell me anything. They didn't give me any commands they use. It's like, okay, so just tell me some of the stuff. Just something short about the tool. You know, NCase are very easy to use. I like this. NCase 6 or 7, you can actually use both. Okay. If you use something else, I want to know about it. It says, I do not want you to select all on NCase and export. That's because that's huge. I just want a little bit of stuff. Okay. I want you to just tell me what you found. Some GPS data is always good. Go on Google. If you've never used Google Earth or Picasa, you can dump GPS coordinates right in there and boom, it'll instantly draw a map for you and everything. So, it's very nice. I'm going to be using it in the next lab anyway. Wait, it's either 10 or 11. One of those two you're using it. So, all right, so I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, on this machine here, I installed NCase 6 and 7. Okay. If you run them, you get something. This. If you get this, you got a problem. Okay? See at the top it says acquisition mode. I think we covered this when we did lab 3. Acquisition mode means you can capture data, but what sucks is with phones, you actually have to have a license even to capture the data. Now, if you go under Tools, Options, NAS, you need to put in the keys and the server address. Connecting remotely is cm.cyber.rose.edu. You got to point to the keys. All that's the same you used in lab 3, so all the stuff's still there. Rose blocks the port for this network, so I can't get it to work, even though I have it set up correctly. I was freaking out. I'm like, why isn't it working? I remember. They're like, which machines inside the school need it? And they actually made my office work, and that's it. So it sucks, but that is the correct information. The keys and everything are up there. But if you get acquisition mode error, there's a problem with your keys. Same with 7, but I'm going to show you on the virtual machine how to do it. Okay? All right. Now, the data, the actual zip file with all the images I mentioned in the report, didn't I? Actually, let me bring it back up. Yeah, they're there. I put them up there this afternoon. Let me make sure I said that. Yep, it says use NK7. The images are on the content page. They're under the module. If you go to lab 9, the same place you see the information about the lab, it's right there at the very top. It's a zip file. Download them. Okay? They're called device logical images, and they're on the file server, which I'm going to show you where to get those at. You can get them from either place. Okay? If you connect to this data files on server, remember you must log in with the domain, then your username, and your password. Okay? You have to put the domain / it'll come up and they're right there. Device logical evidence files. Okay? There's a difference between logical and physical. Physical is the entire device, which I told you it won't give it to us. You could only get a logical for this. So that's why it's a lot. They're very small. It's not much data at all. Now, for this project, you're going to do basically the same thing on the final exam, but with different images. So it's not going to be like the other project where I gave you the network capture and it was identical. So know how to do it, but it will be a different image. Okay? So I give you an image, you need to do, I tell you to do something specific in it. Okay? So there's the images right there. I think I put them on my desktop somewhere. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, I'm going to put them on my desktop. I thought I did. Oh, I did. Lab 8. Is that them?
I can't see him in the.
It's in the Dropbox right there. Did anyone else see them in there? Are they there?
I saw them.
They're there. You're dreaming. File server 1, student Dropbox? Then download them off camera.
File server 1, student Dropbox. They're not in there.
refresh your screen or something, because that's the network path I'm looking at. File server 1, student Dropbox.
How do you do that? Is that a shared folder that
Yeah, if you click in the line, it'll actually show you the actual network
you're
path.
able to do through your virtual
I think I
machine,
need
and
to
we all have
re-log
access
into
to
it is the problem.
Yeah, you might have to relog in. But I put it up there so you all can get to them. You can always download them out of Canvas as well, because they weren't up there earlier. So I logged into Canvas, downloaded them, and then uploaded them. Got them now?
I didn't look there.
Well, this one I can find it in, but it's not pulling it up in.
All right. Well, either way, I'm going to extract these. I'm going to 7-zip and extract it here. Okay, and now they're right here. There they are, just like I said. Same ones you guys have access to. Now, on one of the recordings, I don't know which, I originally thought you could only do this on NK7, but you can actually do it on NK6 as well. Okay, acquisition mode. What's wrong?
The keys.
Probably the keys. Let's go in and look. Yep, keys are wrong, but I have the correct. Internally, it's 10.10.05, but externally, it's different. Do I not have the keys on? Seriously? I thought I had the keys on. Are the keys up here, maybe? Man.
The same keys that we downloaded.
Yeah, same keys. Same exact keys. I didn't change them at all. They're actually the same since last semester. There they are. Yep, there. So I'm going to copy these keys right here. If you need them, just go into the file server student Dropbox, copy them over here to C drive. Just put them somewhere. I'm not in a folder. Can I paste? Come on. What the heck happened? It's driving me crazy. Hold on. Okay. There we are. Copy. Copy. C drive. Oh, it's driving me crazy. Let me minimize this and I'll put them on desktop first. Who knows why it's not letting me do that. Okay. Copy here. Copy to desktop. Okay, they're there. I'm going to go back to C drive and put them in there. Okay, now they're in there. Maybe. Yeah, right there. Okay. All right. Tools, options, NAS. I'm going to click on the ellipsis button over here. I'm going to go to C drive, NK's keys, and only one's going to show. I'm going to go to server path for the safe. And I got the right IP in there, so we're all good. Then you close it out, and you bring it back up. It better work.
I know.
Yay! That was his law enforcement training. Okay. All right, now, we want to put our stuff in here. Now, you need to create a new case. I'm just going to say new case. I'm going to call it lab whatever. I could care less. Am I in your machine? Oh, that's why I'm in your machine. Whoops. I'm going to stop doing it for you.
Go ahead, do it.
No, I'm going to stop doing it. I opened the wrong machine. I can't believe I did that. Darn it. I was doing it for you.
That wasn't where you thought
That's
it was,
right.
'cause I didn't do that yet.
Well, yours works now. Oh, look, it was on my desktop the whole time.
I don't touch mine.
Darn it.
That's how much he hates me.
Well, yours is half fixed.
I'm kidding.
Can't believe I was fixing your
I'm
machine.
still not going to remember. You're like, no.
You don't need to remember. I just did it.
I'm gonna go, what do you say? It's already done. What am I doing?
Because I could have sworn that. Okay, so I'm going to say new case. Can't believe that's not even right.
Great.
All right. Now I'm going to go because I said I know I copied them. All right. Pick one. What do you want me to bring in there?
The iPad.
The iPad? All right. So I can take the iPad. I'm just going to drop it in here. Okay. Now, if you're in acquisition mode, let me show you the difference here so you can see in case you screw it up. I'm going to bring them in. I think this one's 619. On the machine, they're 618. They're the same basic difference. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like in acquisition mode. So that's a new case here. Okay, fine. Okay. Now if I go in here and I take the iPad 2 and just drop it in here. Okay. So they basically look the same at the moment. Okay. Now on the virtual machine, there we go. I can actually open this up and see a lot of stuff. Y'all see that? Now on the local machine here in acquisition mode, that's all I get. I can't see anything. And I actually made this mistake earlier. I'm like, why can't I see anything? Oh, I'm in acquisition mode. So if you're in acquisition mode, you can add the evidence. You just can't do a darn thing with it. So if you add it and that's all you get, you need to go in acquisition mode. I mean, put the keys in. Then it works fine. Okay? I'm not going to go through all this, but I'm just going to show you something. Like under contacts, you can find a contact, maybe a phone. See down here. Okay? Now, on this bottom, you have text, hex, doc, transcript, report, and so on and so forth. Okay? Text is strictly text that you can view. Hex is obviously hex, the decimal. Doc is not Word document. Doc is the internal file viewer. I don't know exactly what it stands for. And it...
Didn't switch yet.
There it goes. Okay. Transcript, what transcript does is it removes everything but the readable text. So normally transcript or text are your two best options. Okay. Now obviously there we could, you know, if you compare text to transcript, that one's a little bit easier. Report view in some places works good, but not so well in here because it won't actually give you the phone number. Okay. So transcript is pretty good, so you can click through here and find some phone number. Oh look, there's kdewey@rose.edu. Okay? So it's pretty easy. Now all you need to do is up here, just expand these. Okay? This is how an iPhone works, or an iPad, whatever. You got all these different, they call them P lists. It's kind of like an XML file or a database file. You can just expand them. Just keep going down. Get to whatever the heck you want to look at. You know, different preferences for this is for zombie farm. This is a P list for zombie farm. In other words, if you were to have zombie farm installed on here, yeah, tell me a few of the apps that are installed as well. This is all the configuration settings for it. Okay. And application support. So
Those are like the save game data would be in effect?
yes, it'll be in here as well. A lot of times you won't be able to read it. Like that's not really readable, but you can see some of it. Okay.
About in hex editor.
Yeah, it's even going to be worse. You're not going to see much of anything. It's just, you know, you can see some. It's just not really easy.
So what would we report if we're looking at that? We'd say
Okay, I would say it's got Zombie Farm installed. It's got Opera installed. Okay? Just a couple of the apps. It's got iRoach installed. It's got iWally Free installed. Just a couple of the apps installed. I go down to the contacts. Hey, I found some contacts. It's got kdewey@rose.edu. But just go through some of the areas. One of these places on here will tell you all the GPS stuff. One area which you might want to look into is where the pictures are stored. Problem is there's no pictures on these, other than a few little thumbnails. But for the final, you will be retrieving pictures. So even if you don't find any, find out where they're stored. And if you use this, there's a website, it's pretty handy, it's called Google. If you type it EnCase iPhone images, it'll tell you exactly where they're stored. Okay? It's not hard to find. Okay? Because for the final, you have to do that. But, you know, there's iBooks, and sometimes, depending on which one, you can even see the wireless information. This is call history for something. I don't know what the heck, but somebody. But just look through all these. Some have more than others. One of them has a whole bunch of data. Here's some internet data. Here's some URL information. So they went to Hunger Games Trilogy box set. They went to Facebook. They went to some image place. I don't know what they're looking for. Can we please be civil with the whole offensive picture issue, okay?
Well,
Okay, there's some Xbox. So there might be some horses mating. I doubt it. Just yeah, a couple. I gave these to a couple people, and they use them for a little while to put some data on there. So I can't guarantee exactly what you're going to find. Some of it's from Roy, some of it's from Caleb, some from William. Like the W. Lucas, you remember him from the other project? He helped on this, so you might see some of his stuff in there.
So in our synopsis, we'd say we found X amount of URLs, and some of the URLs
Yeah,
contain
that's
this.
it. Just hit a couple of them. They went to Image, whatever. They went to Xbox Live, Facebook, and here's a couple of contacts. Here's a couple of SMS messages, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, pretty basic stuff. Now that's in 6. Okay, 6, my opinion, is much easier to use. But I'm gonna show it to you in 7 as well, if I can remember. I always screw it up.
So like the phone number, you'll be able to read the messages they send?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just as easy. Actually, I'll bring in the Android on this one.
That says acquisition.
It's because I didn't fix it for Daphne yet. That's why. Okay, let's go
Well,
to
try again and fix their phone.
pictures again. Still can't believe I did that. There's the key. Here's the safe. The server address is correct. The bad thing is I do this every year and I keep forgetting about it half the time. It's like, oh, darn it. All right, and I am limited to 32 licenses. Shouldn't be an issue, but just so you know. All right, I'm going to start a new case. I'm going to call it Lab 8 with a space in it for some stupid reason. Okay, I'm going to add some evidence, and I should be able to, just like in the other one, take this, just drop it right in here. Okay, comes right on in. I got my evidence in there now. And I can click on my Android, and I can see all my stuff. Here's some SMS messages. Here's the inbox. Here's a message. Let's just go in transcript view. Let's go click on one here. Well,
Was there a second ago?
was it?
Yeah.
We had to
Before
put
you-
pumps.
Got a text.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, that's not very readable, is it?
No, were you in transcript mode?
I was in transcript mode. Thought it was. Normally it's much better in transcript mode. Now there is... Where's it at?
Maybe you need to click on something there.
I should just be able to see it.
No, it's there.
It was there. It said William Lucas.
It was actually
I like Paranoid to me, so Daniel Dewey sounds like Paranoia to me, but I don't know why it's not showing up in transcript mode. Okay, there you go. This one looks good in report view on this one. Sounds like Paranoia to me. Yeah, that one's look better. So different versions show it differently. I don't particularly like this one, but you can click on your contacts and you can see the same thing there. A couple different contacts. Okay. So again, this is the Android. It's a little bit different from the iPhone, but the same basic stuff. You can see the date and time. So the phone was from Central Daylight Time, and there's the phone number, stuff like that. Okay, right there at the bottom. Okay, you can even see the call log. Okay, they called that one. And, well, let's see if we can bring it up a little bit here. There you go. You can see which number they called, that kind of stuff. Okay, so it's not really difficult. Whole point is just so you get a little experience with this. But go around the different devices, tell me what you found in each one, just a little bit. Found these URLs, I found these apps installed. Here's a couple of the SMS messages, here's some email messages.
So it doesn't all connect into one big... they're not
No, there's
mixing.
not real one big conspiracy on this. Sorry.
But you are specifically looking for the GPS.
One of them will have GPS data. You should at least be able to take some of the GPS coordinates and show me where it is. Because you're going to be doing that on an upcoming lab, so it wouldn't hurt you to figure out how to do it now. But if you use Picasa, it comes with Google. It's free. You all have a student account now. Picasa should be there. Google Earth is also free. You literally dump the coordinates in and boom, you got it. It's that easy. It draws you a map and everything.
So you
So
have to get coordinates.
yeah, you'll see them.
So
And-
is there something there that says...
Yes, there's one you can find it. And one of these
says
actually...
Wi-Fi? How do you know that
Yes. You find it. It's in there.
So I should be able to like take Google Earth on my iPad and just punch in the coordinates and just
Right. Yeah. It gives you, like, -11 dash whatever.
Yeah.
And if you want to go look at a recording for the mobile images lab we do, because I actually show you how to do GPS data on that one. I even made a 20-slide presentation of how GPS works.
Oh.
So I think I'll try to add that one early. If not, you can do this on WordPress. You can just go look for it.
Geosynchronous orbit.
Yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. But one of them at the very bottom, they had I don't remember which device it was. Let's pick the iPod. Did you win? Okay, let's go back. Where'd the iPod go? iPod 1. Okay, let's do it in the other one. Let's do it in NK6. I like that one better. We got time. New case. There it is. Okay, one of these, which one was it? Can't remember which one it was, but it very easily showed that, and I just wanted to... I'll be darned if I knew where it was.
Location cache, maps, Wi-Fi. It's popping up on the other side. Is that what you're...
Yeah, there. See, like, there's some GPS coordinates right there.
Um,
Okay, you can actually put that in Picasso or Google or Earth, and it'll show it to you.
It might be near Memphis City.
I don't think you can just dump it in regular Google Maps. You have to actually translate it.
I think if you go to Maps on Google, I think it works.
yeah,
Come on. Yeah, but see, it's not putting you in the right place. Where it's the other side of the world. This is actually the opposite. So it's probably 97, I'm guessing. No, I don't know what the number's going to be.
Maybe 180.
No, it's not 180. But if you had Google Earth and Picasso, you could put it right in there. You guys can play with it. It's not that hard. And there's obviously websites that convert it for you as well. I just can't remember. You just can't post it right in there. I don't think you can go to Earth. I don't think you can do that, can you? Google Earth? Maybe you can.
Sure you can.
Maybe you can. Question is, where can you put it on this? It's not loaded all the way. Yeah, you got to install it, and I'm not going to install it on here. So, but you guys can play with it. All right, but there's a whole bunch more GPS data than that, but that's kind of what it'll look like for you. Some of them will give it to you in decimal, some will give it to you this way, but you'll be able to figure it out. Okay? So that's all you got to do for this project. Just tell me what you found, some of the information on each. I know what's on each one, so you should be able to just tell me, some apps, some contacts, some SMS. Some of them don't have any of that. So obviously the iPod Touches won't have any phone calls or anything. So, all right. Any questions? All right, I'm going to stop this.